but the OHVs will allow us to do this in a more efficient manner. And then we just threw this in here because we like to bridge those gaps between the user groups. Our staff helping a stranded rider in the Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge this year. And this is our current OHV. Not quite adequate. And thank you for your consideration. We'll take any questions.
Okay, and before we do that, sir, we didn't get your name for the record.
Oh,
I'm Pat Bruce. I'm the Stewardship Program Director for Friends of Nevada Wilderness.
Perfect, thank you. Questions? Go ahead.
Charlie also has a question.
Yeah,
I have a technical question,
Yes.
and I'm hopeful that you have it in your file,
okay.
because you haven't provided me a letter that tells me that the BLM has authorized you to work on the BLM ground, which is a categorical, it's over.
We
You have one?
we attached a part of the agreement in our original proposal. It should have been in there.
It may truly be me, so
Let
I'm
me-
wanting to not wait until tomorrow when this comes up.
Yes.
Pat Bruce for the
Better chance.
for the record. Pat Bruce, Friends of Nevada Wilderness. Commissioner Lambert, we have current existing statewide agreements with both the Forest Service and the BLM to do all that work, and it should be in the.
Package, and I hope you got
It
one.
should be attached. Yes, absolutely.
I know that you guys do good work. I've no doubt that some of your projects are cross-platform. I mean, your reputation is the best environmental reputation from the OHV community, but that document needs to be in the package.
I believe I have one with me, so I'll make sure it's.
Okay.
thank you. Commissioner Cox?
You stated that this signage was going to be used in the Black Rock National Conservation Area. I was wondering how many miles of trails are open to HVs in that area?
I don't have an exact amount, but every road and trail that's listed in the Resource Management Plan for the Winnemucca District Bureau of Land Management in the Black Rock Desert, High Rock Canyon, Immigrant Trails National Conservation Area is in that, and it's about 815,000 acres of recreation area.
Thank you. Any other commissioners have questions? Commissioner Elmore?
Commissioner Elmore, for the record, so this specific one is for signs and stickers. Do you purchase those directly, or are you basically is the BLM purchasing them? And
In the past, BLM has purchased them, but we did look at outside sources just so we can support them more and be able to get signage without them if their budget is short.
so this would be you're looking to purchase these outside of the BLM.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
That's what Sharon was looking at, right?
Well, which one do you want to go first? Commissioner Lambert, go ahead.
That was something that had came up because every time I've done signage, I've never paid for Carsonite signs. I've always been able to get them from the BLM, and that was really what pushed me to go, where's their support letter? Because I generally have always said, that's an operational thing for them. I'm going to bring you volunteers. Come on, guys, give me some slats. So that's all, my final comment.
Commissioner Jackson?
All right, a couple of quick questions. How are you organized? What kind of company are you? A non-for-profit, private corporation,
Yes, we're a 501c3 nonprofit.
501?
And how long have you been at that status?
This is our, Pat Bruce for the record, this is our 30th year as a 501c3 nonprofit in Nevada. So
Thank
happy
you.
birthdays.
Thank you.
And you do have paid employees, correct?
We do.
All right.
We have a staff of 13 employees for the entire state of Nevada.
Okay. But most of the work is done by volunteers. Could you give us an idea of how many volunteers you have?
Well, in 2013, we had over 550 individual volunteers who came out, and those volunteers often came out more than once.
Okay.
And we have a membership, or support, a base of around 3,000, I believe.
Okay, any other questions from the commission?
And I'm just, no, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Going once? No?
If I could add, Pat Bruce for the record, we did contact the Winnemucca District regarding the, how could we help even more in getting things taken care of in the NCA. And that was their suggestion, if we could actually get some extra supplies out because of the budget restrictions, especially in the current year, that would be helpful to them, and that's the reason that we actually put in for this grant. And if you notice, all the grants are just supplies only,
I appreciate your.
No overhead.
volunteerism.
Yeah.
You're just missing a couple pieces.
absolutely.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, and then we'll do the others later, right? We'll do the other, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next, let's hear from City of Carson. And this is going to be the Prison Hills grant. Please introduce yourself to the commission and your title.
Good morning, I'm Juan Guzman. I am the Open Space Manager for Carson City. It is my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for...
Do you have your mic pushed? Do you have your mic on? Perfect.
Now I do.
Thank you. Would you restate your name, please?
Maybe I try in better English even. I am Juan Guzman. I am the Open Space Manager for Carson City. With me is Lynn Zahn, and Lynn is our consultant with Resource Concepts Incorporated. We do have, while Lynn finishes her setup, I would like to hand out a 2-page summary of what we're here for.
Hello, I'm Lynn Zong, and I provide technical assistance. I work for Resource Concepts, and I provide technical assistance to Carson City as they need it. And as Juan is handing out the handout, I think I'll go ahead and get started, because I know time is of the essence. So, so the proposed project is improvements for the Prison Hill Recreation Area, motorized use recreation area. The purpose of the project is to work with the primary motorized user groups in developing a plan for the motorized use area, as well as informational educational maps and signs. As you're probably aware, the Prison Hill area, the entire area, is in the process of coming under Carson City management. It's right now still in a little limbo because one of the final touches is developing a management plan for all of the conservation easement lands that came over to Carson City in the omnibus bill in 2010. Motorized use for Carson City is a very new use that they haven't had to manage before, and it's something that they're really trying to educate themselves on and build relationships with the OHV community so that they can make it the best experience for all users. So this is a map of the Prison Hill Recreation Area. The area is, and this is just the first page of the conservation easement that was the vehicle by which Carson City is getting management of these lands. Previously, they were managed by the BLM. So the yellow and black dotted line on this map shows the boundary between the motorized use area and the non-motorized use area for the Prison Hill Recreation Area. This is a map that was recently developed by the...
It was developed with another grant from the state of Nevada. The purpose of the grant was to identify trails for no-motorized users within the Prison Hill area. I should add too, now that I have the mic, to get away from Lynn, that the area, the motorized area of Prison Hill contains 926 acres, point some, give it or take, and that is about 25%, 26% of the overall Prison Hill entire area.
So this map was provided in your handout that Juan just gave to you. This is zooming in a little bit more on the area. You can see that the boundary between the motorized use area and the non-motorized use area is actually a road. The area where we're hoping to concentrate, if we're successful on like a kiosk signage, is down there at the bottom where it says "You are here," which is, as you probably know, a staging area for this area.
Excuse me, we have one question right here just for you, so he's trying to navigate where he's at on this, where this is actually going to be.
So Jim Richardson, Commissioner, just kind of give me where is that? I'm new here, so I'm just trying to figure out where we're at.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. I apologize.
Okay.
The area is immediately to the east and south of this building, just about 3 miles that way, and maybe a mile or two to the south is the big hill that you see in Carson City when you look to the east before the Pinot Mountains.
So in relation to the prison, where's it at?
There are two prisons. There's one prison on 5th Street, and that is the northernmost end of Prison Hill. And then the southern prison is directly to the east, directly to the west of the Prison Hill motorized area.
So the Northern Nevada Correctional Center is right here.
Right there.
Okay. Okay. Right down there toward the bottom left. Okay. Is that good? Yeah, right there. Right there.
Yeah,
That is powerful.
like it. Yeah.
Okay, is that good? Yeah. Okay, sorry for the interruption. We just want to make sure we clarify.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
We appreciate it.
Go ahead.
So this is a photo of the staging area down at that very southern end where we're hoping to put some signage. This is a photo of a typical two-track road that's in the area. It's super beautiful. The rocks are very well liked by OHV users. It's a really beautiful area, gorgeous views of the whole area. This is a photo of an adjacent non-motorized use area. And Carson City would really like to minimize or reduce conflicts between the motorized use people and the non-motorized use people in this area. This is a photo of one of the barrier fences that is in need of repair, and this fence goes along between the motorized use area and the non-motorized use area. This is a photo of one of the typical boundary signs that's there right now. As you can see, it's your classic BLM boundary sign. A lot of these signs are in disrepair and down. And the thought being that, with the downed boundary fences and the downed boundary signs, BLM hasn't really been keeping up maintenance on this area since this whole process has been going on. One of the reasons why Carson City is getting this land is because it's very important to Carson City for their open space program, and Carson City can designate more resources and management to these areas surrounding the city than the BLM can. So the improvements are planning and outreach as a big part of this. Carson City is just now getting these lands. They really want to build bridges with the OHV user groups. The open space staff, there's 2 people, and they have their hands quite full with all of their lands. That's a big part of this. The use area improvements and the informational signage, part of the signage would include information about the requirement to have their vehicles registered, things of that nature. So primarily, Carson City is really looking for your support, and they need your help. They need a contact with the OHV users.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
If I may add, the map that is just about to show up on the screen, I'd like to describe to the commission that it was produced in cooperation with the Doug Holcomb, who is sitting down there in the back, the guy with the black shirt. And he is one of the members and one of the person that we normally associate with the local riders group, organized group. And what we did is we said, hey, look, So here we are managers of this area, and we have very little experience in doing this. What do we do? We think that we should have a map showing a novice route, an intermediate route, and an advanced route. Can you help us put that together? And they did. And that is reflected in the map that you see. We also went ahead and identified a rock crawl area. I don't clearly know exactly what that is yet, but they told me that they're going to show me. And the whole idea is that this information will be available to the users of the area, so they will know what is the section of the hill that is motorized, where the facilities are, such as bathrooms, where is anything else that you may need. That is part of the purpose of this grant, to develop of lists of future improvements that we can then fund through our program and through future grants with you, we hope.
Okay,
Questions?
questions? Go ahead, Commissioner Elmore. I mean, sorry, Commissioner Lambert. No, I said sorry.
I just had a different name. Guys, I really do like the Prison Hill project. I've got a couple concerns and a couple actual problems with it. Number one is you don't have title for it yet, and there's not a land manager's letter in the package. That's a big problem. The other issue that I wanted to bring up was, at the point you do get title of it, you know that I've worked to try to secure you a Hope for Yamaha and Polaris, have given verbal commitments to fund that entity in particular after long meetings with them. Kind of looks like there's $8,000 in a study in there. Is a little bit problematic to me. In discussion with Resource Management, they told me that they needed to do some studies so the city understands it better. It's not broken out real clearly in your quote, and I do understand the need for a study, and I do understand that there have been user groups came forward and asked to help you. I am a little troubled by the fact I've been reaching out to you and been telling you that I found you some private money from industry. I didn't get return phone calls, and that you're here and maybe don't have title yet. Because I want you to have this project, and I want it to work, and I want to not get in trouble for helping you with it. So for me, it was missing volunteerism, title, and maybe title was the real hard one to get by. And I'm not real fond of funding studies in our first year of grants, but that's just me as one person.
I have the most obvious way of approaching your concern is that we feel that a study is necessary, because otherwise we'll be wasting resources. Otherwise we'll be placing things where they don't belong, or where we believe they belong but the motorized community does not. So we want to do it right, and we want to do it once, and we want to incrementally improve the resources and the improvements on the area so that it will be useful for everybody. And we want to minimize concerns with the pedestrian community. So those are our main goal, and we believe that the way to do that is to spend money on the study to begin with. Regarding title, that we were supposed to have that land was supposed to be transferred to us, way back. Yeah, and it's still in the process, and there are issues with the mineral rights and issues with the patents and issues with. We believe that those issues are to be resolved within less than 90 days. It seems that periods or new problems keep surfacing, and we attack them. We do not lay around. We try to take care of whatever it is that we can as soon as possible with the Bureau of Land Management. We have a fairly good relationship with them, and the process have moved forward. There are also other aspects of the bill that require selling land, and BLM is also moving on those other aspects. We have asked them to go ahead and advance the area subject to what is called the conservation easement, out of which this one is one, and BLM has agreed to do that in trying to expedite all this process. If you believe that a land management letter is necessary, I believe that we can produce one, even when we don't have one right now, because we assume that the land will be ours. I also as to voluntarism, the way that we went about developing that map or developing those routes was precisely through voluntary effort.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I encourage that. I'm just saying that it's missing in what's in front of us.
Okay.
I mean, that was one of the key things that I told you that
Okay.
would affect how this would go in the early days.
Okay, any other,
Thank you very much.
any other questions from the commission? Commissioner Jackson, go ahead.
How is the entity set up? I mean, is this? I apologize, Commissioner Jackson, for the record, I should know better. How is the entity set up? Is this part of the city, or is this a separate corporation? If so, what kind of corporation is it?
Carson City is municipality. The Parks and
So
Rec.
this is part of the city?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. The Carson City has a Parks and Recreation Department. The Park and Recreation Department has one division, out of what I'm the proud manager. It's called Open Space. Our funding is part of a sales tax that was approved by the voters of Carson City in 1986.
Yep. I didn't see in your package, and perhaps I'm wrong, any cooperation with other volunteer groups? Because I know there was, I know there are groups that have already volunteered to help other projects. Have you looked into that? Have you looked into getting some more, some volunteer help and cut down the cost?
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, I believe that's maybe what you mentioned. We do have a letter of support in our packet from the Pino Mountain Trails Association.
Okay. I'm done.
Commissioner Elmore, go ahead.
Do you have a line item budget? Do you have a line item budget? I don't have the application in front of me. Well, I do, but I don't see a line item budget in there. I see the 24.9 requested amount, but do you have a line item budget that you could put up on the screen?
No, I do not. We didn't prepare one for this presentation. Are you trying?
I guess I'm curious if you're part of the municipality of the city of Carson. I'd just like to understand. Is there any administrative costs that come out of that 24.9, or what specifically comprises that number?
Sure. No, all the monies will be used to our project. Our salaries and the payment for our consultants also comes out of separate budgets that we have already dedicated as part of our program to do that. So what we anticipate is using all the monies to develop the plan and put improvements on the ground.
How quickly could you provide a line item budget?
Well, how quickly do you need it? Monday?
By tomorrow, when we distribute monies?
Yeah, we can go back and spend an hour and come back with you with.
That would be, I think, very helpful.
Okay.
Very much so. Commissioner McKay, go ahead.
Commissioner McKay, for the record, would it be possible, since this is, I know it's probably part of your planning documents, that this area is designated for off-highway recreation, could we get a commitment from the Board of Supervisors that it'll remain that way for, say, 10 or 20 years?
Absolutely, that is very reasonable. Most of the grants that we obtain come with those kind of commitments that whatever we do will be maintained for at least 25 years or 10, 25 years. So yes, it is possible.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jackson?
Now, you're asking for a reimbursement grant, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. The one thing I'm sort of, when you have a project like this with a lot of moving parts, we may want to put somebody from our commission or an employee of the commission in working with you. Is that going to be a problem?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
No, I don't see.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner Giroux, go ahead.
Commissioner Giroux, for the record, is it your intent to actually, I guess, make an OHV park that's going to be open for the public?
it is our intent to have an area that is accessible for people to ride. It is possible that eventually that a section of the park may be called an OHB, meaning that it will have a managed facility, a managed track or a managed area. But our initial intention, the way we're moving into it, is all this area is available for off-road recreation. Like the map shows, we know an area that probably is used mostly for rock crawling. We know other areas that is used for hill climbing. We know other areas that is just used by larger vehicles to go and enjoy the scenic beauty. So we intend that all those aspects of recreation will be available. But it's not necessary to develop one facility that can be used by one type of motorized recreation.
Okay, I've been riding there for about 35 years. I know the area real well.
Oh, okay.
In fact, in quite a few years past, up on the top section, the picture that you had by the main rock, that was a very competitive motocross track, and they had sanctioned events. Actually drew people in, from not only our state but over the hill. Definitely in this economic times, to draw people in to spend their money in Nevada is, something that I know I would like to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if that's going to be part of this plan or.
Well, I think, Lynn, this is Lynn Zong for the record. The reason why the city really needs to do the plan is because they need to hear things like that, and they need to know what kind of facilities are required. They need to know what kind of staff time is required on their part, because it's really an unknown for the city staff. So that's why we need the plan. And really everything's on the table. It's just, what would work for the user groups, what's best for the resource. That's what the city needs to find out and document in the plan.
Okay, we need to wrap this up time-wise, so if any other last questions, are we good to go? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Turn the agenda back over to Commissioner Jackson.
Okay, it's back with me. We're going to break for lunch. We will reconvene at exactly 1 o'clock, not 1 minute after. Thank you.
Be nice to her.
Hey, man. Did you
send
Oh, yeah, I spoke to him. So you guys are fathers on this?
Yeah.
You brought this guy in. I would figure
and putting this stuff together. We met with him, and we're out there.
We basically took an ATV
discussing
here. Entry 1 and up. So.
So I'm just letting you know that he kind of alluded to that, but he is not approached us with. Jackson. So the notes and thoughts, design already sounds like he's different. I mean, if he feels it's appropriate, then we can bring it up tomorrow at your meeting. It's tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I thought, but,
All right, guys, lunch. No, commissioners.
Question for you.
No.
I'm throwing some notes out.
Yeah.
Or, I'm writing some notes
Guys,
and stuff down.
grab your lunch. You only got a few minutes.
Can I give those notes to you guys to at
Thoughts?
least think about and consider tomorrow?
For,
Just on the individual things, things that I'm picking up that you guys haven't answered?
You'll have an opportunity for public comment. I mean, if you want to give somebody some notes, that's up to you, but if I did that with you, I'd have to do that for everybody. And then we just have a moment.
Yeah, we'll see if we can
But
get
we
this
do have public
to.
comment. And if you do need, I mean, it's 2 minutes for public comment, but if you need extended time, as long as the commissioners ask you a question.
So no drinks?
Well, no, it's not even that. If a commissioner, the way we rule it is, Commissioner McCann says, look, I'm really interested, so I'd like to hear some more. Then we go as long as the commissioner.
That works. CB looks like you're Steve B there.
I've done this a lot. Projectors and stuff, so.
Or can you tell? How about taking the one with the builder? Does he expect me to?
Yeah, you don't want that one.
Corned beef, I guess.
Well, that's
All right, corned beef.
Corned beef.
Eventually, yes, eventually. All right.
Oh, so one's
What
going
would
to
you-
So I think the CB probably means corned beef. It looks like corned beef.
Yeah, the corned beef. And, it's corned beef, ham, and turkey. Is there corned beef left?
There's corned beef.
There's corned beef over there. Okay. I'll take one that looks like turkeys. What are we doing for
And
drinks?
drinks on the way.
So you order drinks?
Yeah, I told him to go get me waters and everything else.
How you doing? Good, sir. How are you? I'm well. Staying out of trouble?
Trying, yeah.
Just came by to see my other job, huh? This one's a lot better.
I'm David Pierce.
Hey, David.
Let out.
I got your picture.
Does anybody need to be let out? That's funny, that's good.
You know, guys gotta try sometimes.
Got it. Always
And
give
I
a
knew
shot.
you weren't shy of trying. Maybe hurried and rushed a little, but not shy of trying.
Not shy trying. So there's.
That's,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's.
I don't know where Kathy is, but, let's see.
Well, in the past it had.
I'm not certain what.
Well, is this enough for everyone else if I just grab one?
She ordered turkey's left, corned beef's left. I'll get you a few more waters, I'll be back.
I get water, soda.
Let me replace these for waters.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Diet free or water? Or Pepsi, right now.
You know what, I'll have a diet.
I'll do another dish order for later.
Closing for middle today.
Well, I wasn't planning on it, but I wanted.
Just don't know how to get it. Why it won't. Now.
Part of that landfill.
Oh, here. There we go.
South Green.
There we go.
Bunch of property that's part of the city district.
The resolution of that square and stuff, 16 by 9. Unplug from the back. Will it and then replug? In this one? Yeah. Let's see if when you then replug it to yours, if it.
So by chance, somebody see a bill of it?
Okay. Unplug to yours. Is it golden or do you have to post it? Okay.
You're right, but you can run it out the office. Kenny from the Big Bang Theory, the Big Cow.
You must all watch Big Bang Theory now.
I'd be over there to get some cheesecake, Kenny was serving.
I get black.
No, it's that she's playful, not that she's cute or beautiful.
You do realize that the writers, right?
That it's what?
Writers would make it up right. Actually a lot funnier in person.
I'm sure that's not true, but I got ditched on the drink, so I'm gonna go get one. Oh, there's more, it came back, it wasn't there when I looked. Water's my main drink, always. Diet Pepsi does not count as a drink. How you getting this group? Oh, you're more showed up? Put on my dash tomorrow.
summer sign. Bruce, if you want the leftover summers, go to West. I know you need a lot of food. Hey? No, sure. Exactly.
Well, thank you.
But they cleaned their floor up and fixed it. There's a couple other buildings that being in them before, I mean, they smell great when the world's going on. But after the deep clean cycle, it's pretty much cure you from going to restaurants. Yeah, they had a whole sheet rod, trash, that kind of just work. I don't think a wrap would live from that shit. Apparently, you just keep it so toxic they die.
Well, maybe we'll go to the pubs. You can do it. You can take us a chat. You can do it. All right.
Doing well. No, I'm fine. Save it, you might be here late. We have that meeting tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Mom and Pop's Diner. Yes, sir.
I think I heard.
I'll wait.
Yes.
No,
Thank you.
And Chad, see my lovely scar? I know. And you know, I'm doing well. I just can't lift anything. And they say about the 6 month mark, I have to go twice.
No, I didn't. I mean,
One that they could have asked for.
No, I wasn't worried about it. Got up at 6 and still tore. Floodlights. Still so bad. I don't mind driving that much. In the day, at night.
More involved with getting other cars for
It's like you're, I think
They just started doing events a year ago.
yeah, really, I just don't, I love going around town and conferences. On the highway, like, you know, just how fast, but I think really hard to get a good course of the field. So I checked the weather this week and I can see the radar, it's basically about to get and I just should be able
Well, you know, they have their threshold of tolerance, and they exceeded it, and they allow contract. Well,
Anybody else need some lunch in the audience? Anybody want a sandwich? Anybody? Didn't touch it, didn't lick it, nothing. Last call. There's two
So
completely.
anyway, I'm doing
I ate the
great
other trash.
compared to where I was. I'm doing great. Yeah. I can't ski or anything like that. I just went for
Probably
a
not.
cross ski for the first time.
Ma'am, if you would care, there's a, sir, still in the cellophane.
Maybe after my presentation, I
Got them all butterfly.
feel like a better speaker when I'm a little hungry.
Yes, in time.
Yes.
Yeah, in time. I'll tell you what, I
We more of that than we should.
ever want to be the place that I was. Thank you, yeah, you guys were so nice and patient during the whole thing and, you know, I think. Well, thank you, I was able to do it. That's a blessing, honestly, because if you guys could have seen.
Right.
Close your eyes. Laying down in my bed, my laptop sitting on here, the recorder.
Now, just remember,
If you guys could have seen me. It's really. Flat on my back. No, because I have to. I have to. Well, thank you for your patience and concern and your cares. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. You're very welcome. Okay, so this is for the 6th.
I just noticed if you walk outside, it's 5 minutes past. Yeah, I came in. 20 minutes. Is Jerry still on there?
I haven't heard or seen it. It makes me a little nervous.
Okay, no changes. So open it up.
So I'm just.
Tomorrow the meeting's at
We do need a different host. Yeah. We did that. As much as you're allowed. Kind of got my good recipe.
Or is it how, is it Isaac?
Keith is retiring. He's pretty.
I'm sure you're right.
I've gone over before and been like, process is tough as you want. That's just funny about it.
Yeah.
I was yesterday. I think he has a couple of state.
Yeah, that's.
He owns a house that owns it, it's right there by his.
Okay, so 74055 Green Path.
I did half my cooking.
Physical location.
You know, why didn't you have to stay?
I was one little guy representing OHV over in the corner. But after 5 years, in the fall, nearly everybody sets up a booth out front, gets fresh food. It took into account every single. Process is running. I'm glad you're here. We had me as an expert. I was on stage. I mean, you could make yourself. I tried to bring my background now. Hey, yeah. I always want to say like, anybody knows more about me, go ahead. I get very right photos. We are Scots, and I love it. Right down Is this my tree? What is it'll be? Water back.
I would rather you went to Walmart.
Don't buy it all yet, they could.
Possible action
Sometimes I don't think they produce nice quality. I was over at, nice soft, they're easy to rake them up. Compared to like my home tree. We find they're yeah, don't go.
It's red over there, it's now. That's years ago, right?
Yeah.
So he approved it like that? That one item? Right. So, let's see.
They could have made it 2 pages, but they repeated themselves for 10 years. You gotta do this for the work, maybe so it'll be perfect for tomorrow.
I was involved. They didn't take very many We're lucky to get a vote. Months, literally months after a trip out there. So here's the thing about I'm holding it for
It's I'm gonna say this, a 2-minute warning. Yep. 2-minute warning. Do we have somebody from the Carson Ranger District in the room? This is Commissioner Cox. I want to call the meeting back to order after our lunch break and proceed with the Carson Ranger District.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Cody Nichols. I'm the OHV manager for the Carson Ranger District, part of the Humboldt-Tootopee National Forest. And here to talk to you about our ground operations grant request that we're putting in. A little bit of history, or a little bit of background, I guess, on the Carson Ranger District. It's located here in Carson City. The district extends from along the eastern front of the Sierra Nevada mountains, straddling Nevada and California border. We have a land base of almost 367,000 acres. Roughly half of our district is in western Nevada and half in eastern California. The district itself is 15 miles wide and nearly 100 miles long. A little bit of information about the OHV program that I manage. It consists of myself, the OHV manager. I also double as an OHV ranger. Consists of 1 to 2 seasonal OHV rangers, 1 during the summertime, 1 during the winter, or 2 during the winter, excuse me. Typical summer season for our OHV ranger would be from June to October. We're up against the September 30th fiscal year. We tend to extend